some fools. I got the bitchy in the field, now watch her hit the pole. Sugar daddy season, boy, we stunning on these hoes.
Happy Mean Girls Day, everyone. Happy Friday. It's October 3rd, and it's Mean Girls Day. Quan wins out of the two of us. Quan, show off your shirt. Yeah, he knew it was Mean Girls Day before I do. I watched the movie probably, 9 to 10 times a month, I'd say. But Quan is the true Mean Girls aficionado. He wins. He officially wins Mean Girls Day. He has the shirts. He knows the dates. Let it be known, Quan is the Mean Girls aficionado of the two of us, even though I thought I was. And pretty much I'm going to spend the entire evening here probably talking about a Mean Girls reference to meme coins and crypto in general. First, a shout out a little bit. We keep running the football here with our coin price. We're up 70% since the Great Reset. Of course, we're still down about 97% since from the highs. But hey, we're up 70% since the Great Reset. So we got a little bit going for us. It's kind of like that meme of like the guy that's like, yeah, and he's like way at the bottom of the hill. That's us right now. It's something. Hey, it's something, right? We're just going to keep running the football for the rest of the month. Hopefully make a little bit of gains, get some more people, get a little bit more activity, get hopefully some, get a little tiny excitement. And then by the end of the month and early next month, that's when our website will be up and going. The new website, the trailer for the documentary will be out. And then we can really start airing it out. We can really hopefully get some movement in terms of getting this coin a bit more mainstream. Maybe some more people buying it too. But really the idea is hopefully in November is when we really get some, I don't want to go by price too much because price has a lot of bullshit to it. But I just want it to be more like taken seriously by the crypto community and just kind of like we're really a thing. And we can't really expect to be a thing until we have the trailer and we have a really good website. Until then, we're just another fucking meme coin. And that dumps, basically, right? But we have plans, and the stars are aligning for early November. There's absolutely no reason to try to rush it a few weeks because everything's going to be ready by then. So, but also in November, I kind of been nailing this market a little bit in my calls. Again, my call for September when I went to the cuckoo place or whatever was that nothing would happen. And pretty much nothing fucking happened, right? Nothing happened in the broader crypto and meme market. But now I'm starting to see a little bit of I'm starting to see the memes get a little bit of a bid. SPX 6900, which is one of my favorite memes on Ethereum. I have this thing called SugarDaddySeason.Sol, which shows one of my wallets. It's not in that wallet because SPX 6900 is an Ethereum token. They do have like this wormhole thing on Solana, but I generally just like to own the token on like an exchange or something like that because it's on Ethereum. I'm not going to just try to force it into my Solana wallet. But, I retweeted Murad, his thesis. I should retweet it again this weekend. It got a lot of views when I retweeted it the first time because they're a real community and they really believe in their cause, which is basically like it's all about the financial nihilism and kind of fucking the boomer, fuck the boomers, fuck the traditional assets, believe in themselves. The SPX 6900 is a pure belief asset, as they call it, and they really what catches fire is Murad's authenticity and kind of the no bullshit belief of the coin. And we've seen that it's done real well over the past few days, and I congratulate them. And I'm going to continue buying some more myself whenever I have some liquid cash myself. Again, I don't really expect this shit to get going until next year. Like SPX 6900 basically go up 30 to 40% over a week. That's cute, but it's at what $1.40, I think, a coin. I think this can go to $50. Okay, why? Like if Ethereum goes to 1,000. Which is called a 2x and close to $1 trillion asset. And I don't really think Ethereum is going to go much higher than that in the next year or two. Like that'd be a really bullish case for me. If Ethereum doubles from here, like that'd be really like because that's just a shit ton of money. That's a $500 billion market cap increase or whatever. What you're gonna see though is the memes on these coins go way higher because they are far, far cheaper compared to the coin themselves. And they can get bid up. So that's why if Ethereum doubles, I think SPX 6900 can 30x. And that's not what happened over the summer or whatever. Like memes often peaked in during the Trump meme coin. And after that collapse, everyone thought meme coins were dead. And they kind of been selling and selling and sold. And I think they've been sold out, to be honest. But that's my guess. That's my prediction. And there's really no reason for me to think I'm wrong just yet. At some point, like I gotta say, okay, I'm wrong. I was wrong about the meme coin thing, and I wasted a bunch of time and some money. But there's no reason to think that's the case yet. If anything, I might be spot on, quite frankly. Like my calls seem to be okay. Given on this kind of like the meme coin market in general. So there's two things I want to talk about tonight. One is how meme coins relate to Mean Girls, and the second is how everyone deludes themselves into buying all these other crypto Bitcoins, not realizing that they're just kind of buying shit for the meme value. Okay, so I remember, Quan, you told me that you have like a friend or something that owns XRP, right?
Yeah.
He give you like a cogent reason about how XRP usage is being increased in like numbers and shit like that, or is he just like, I believe in XRP?
Just I believe in XRP. It's gonna be the new financial system. Just the things that he hears on.
Right. It's all bullshit, right? It's just a bunch of meme bullshit. And I'm not picking on him because everyone I know that owns XRP says the same fucking thing, okay? And guess what XRP is? XRP is a meme coin. It is highly, most meme coins are very concentrated ownership. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying that's the way it is. And XRP is too. And people buying into the meme value of XRP of like, oh, they feel like they're like some sort of like fucking forward thinker or some shit, right? And it's cheaper per coin than it is Bitcoin or Ethereum, so that's why people buy it, and that's why it's done well. So XRP is done well from the meme value, okay? I'm not judging it. I'm not saying that's bad, right? Follow me. I'm not saying this is bad. I'm just saying let's be fucking real. Let's be real. Why has XRP done well? The meme value. Why has Bitcoin done well? If the shit, you don't use Bitcoin to buy a coffee. You don't use Bitcoin to pay for anything. You use Bitcoin to hold Bitcoin because it's digital gold and other people will buy it. You buy it for the meme value, okay? It has the best meme value, and it probably always will, okay? Because it was the first cryptocurrency. Then you have people that love Ethereum because, I don't know, they like Ethereum and they can build shit and they feel geeky and stuff, right? And Solana actually was a better chain than Ethereum and still not worth as much. And you have all these other ghost chains that no one fucking uses. You have Cardano. Why does anyone buy Cardano? I don't know, because they like it. There's no real reason to buy any of these coins. I buy a lot of these layer ones at this point. From what I could tell, people buy it for the meme value. And some of the layer ones have had better meme value than others. XRP, pretty good fucking meme value. I'll give them that. But let's be honest. Why has it done well? The meme value. If you ask someone what they believe in, I believe in XRP. Well, because it went up. Okay. It went up. And they feel smart. That's it. That is it. Okay? That's it. They buy it for the meme value and because the price has made them feel good. Let's put a hold on this, right? Let's put a pause. Let's put a pause on one of my little rants, okay? Let's talk about Mean Girls. Who's the best? Who's queen in Mean Girls? Who's good and who's bad? Quan?
Regina George and the Plastics.
I might lose my face if I keep saying it. Who's good, who's bad?
Regina George and the Plastics are good.
She's queen, right?
Yeah.
And Katie is a what?
She's a poser.
She's a fake poser bitch, right? She's a poser and a pessimist. Okay, she's not be a pessimist, but we hate posers and pessimists at Sugar Daddy season. I included prudes in the past just because I like 3Ps and I hated Karens. But it's really, we hate all the posers and the pessimists. Really is what it's all about. And Karens are posers and pessimists anyways. So we don't really need to pick on the prudes. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, who cares about the prudes? Like, I'm going to give them a pass. We're just going to go down to the 2Ps, the posers and the pessimists. And Katie Heron is the epitome of a poser, right? Now, back in 2004, 2005, we all liked Katie because she was the main character. We just told ourselves we liked Katie. But with History as a Guide, and we don't talk about the new Mean Girls movies, like, no, those don't count. My 8-year-old daughter and I watched the new Mean Girls musical movie for 5 minutes, and they're like, no, let's watch the old one like for the 50th time, okay? The new one just doesn't count. It does not count. It's a poser movie. Poser movie, right? But and the one thing I'll give Gen Z, these kids that were born like when the movie was coming out, basically, and everyone likes to hate on Gen Z. I like to hate on Gen Z. It's fun to hate on Gen Z. Everyone likes to pick on the new kids, right? But the one thing I'll give Gen Z is they understand this. They understand, and you can look this up. They appreciate Queen Regina because she's authentic. She's a bitch and she knows it. She never pretends to be something she's not. Katie's a poser. Okay? Katie's a poser. With History as a Hindsight, we all know that we like to poser and Regina is at least authentic. Okay? Now let's talk about the history of crypto. Crypto has had 2 cycles, and I think we're basically kind of in the beginning of a third up move. The first cycle was 2016 to 2017 or whatever, and that's just when everyone fucking heard about it for the first time. I'm not talking about Bitcoin under 1,000 because those were just for nerds. I'm talking about when Bitcoin under $100. Like, I bought Bitcoin at $500. I'm not a mega nerd, right? I was able to buy it on Coinbase and stuff. Anyone buying it under $100 had to have some like sort of geeky real shit going on. But normal people started to buy Bitcoin and some other stuff in 2016 or 2017, okay? And no one really understood what was happening. They're kind of like, this is like some sort of future currency shit, right? And people bought a lot of different things, and some did well, and some did poorly. But actually, most of them ended up doing pretty well if they held. Like, this is when Ethereum came out, Ripple came out, or XRP. Even Litecoin did well back then. Like, you should have kept holding it because it's gone nowhere. But I'm just saying everything went up. And then, of course, there was a crash of 2018, as these things always do. But my point with stage 1 was just, this is crypto. And everyone wanted to feel smart buying crypto. Why did people buy crypto? Did people actually understand any of the shit? I did not understand any of it. I kind of got it because I could use it to send it to a sports book or something. But like, I also knew that it was going to be tracked. So I kind of like, well, this isn't going to be for use. I could see kind of like the Big Brother aspect of it as well. And I understood Monero, which is like not tracked, but at the same time, like that's just for people that are like really using it to like for like kind of really shady stuff that like most normal people, including me, would never use it for. And yeah, you could invest in it, but like it's one of those things where like with Monero, like it's probably like 99% investment and 1% shady people actually using it. Do you get my point? My point is simply that most of the people investing in, say, a Monero were actually using the Monero for its reason. They're just investing in it, okay, to feel like, techno, what's it called, like cyberpunk or whatever like that. Like the whole idea of any of this stuff was to feel cyberpunk. You bought Bitcoin to feel cyberpunk. You bought Ethereum to be like this developer cyberpunk. Like it had this big cyberpunk feeling when you bought the coins. In 2020, we had another move, and it was helped fueled by everyone just being stuck at home and stuff, right? So we had the other bubble there, interest rates, this and that. It was a little different, right? It wasn't just like crypto's new because everyone knew about crypto, but it was more like it was all about decentralized finance and this and that. Like that's what attracted me to it. There was the idea that this was actually going to be a technology that's like financially, people are going to run finance systems on and stuff. Never really happens. Okay, never really happens. And like smart contracts are going to be a thing. So all these Ethereum and Ethereum killers came out, like Polkadot, Solana came out and did real well, obviously. But Cardano had its day in the sun, although it's still a lot higher than it, you know. But my point is, people bought the meme value of this. They didn't really know any of these things. They kind of like bought it. And some of this stuff retained a community, and some of the stuff did not. And generally, the stuff that is more an actual project trying to accomplish something, well, if they didn't accomplish it, then they're fucked. If they just kind of have this big grandiose thing of like, oh, we're going to be the next Ethereum, oh, we're going to be the next this, it still kind of like retains some value from like a meme aspect, like Cardano, basically. And I kind of feel like that's what XRP has done to a great degree. My point is simply is that these mega chains, obviously Bitcoin has the best meme value. They all have meme value. Okay. You ask anyone in crypto, they're like, oh, crypto is very tribal. Like Solana people will often hate Ethereum people and vice versa. I'm like, why? There's no reason. It's just that like people like to join tribes. Oh, I hate XRP. You get what I'm saying? It's very meme value and tribal. So let's be fucking honest. It's meme value. It's all about meme value. Even these mega things, it's not about this one project has succeeded so well. Yes, there are some that have, and they're generally just things you can trade on. But it's not like blockchain has solved world problems and you invest. It's not like you invested in, say, Tesla and it became this badass car company that everyone uses their cars. Okay? That's not what's really happened with crypto. It's more like some of these chains have better meme value than others, and that's why they go higher. Solana is a little bit different just because it's actually been used a lot more than any of the others, in my opinion. But it still has meme value because it's gone up and people are pretty devoted to it. So a lot of these crypto gains, even in these mega caps, and people think it's about the technology, it's, in my opinion, a lot about just different tribes and meme values with the tribes. And everyone thinks about meme coin, they think about Dogecoin and Shiba. I'm just called Shiba Poser Dogecoin. The fact that Poser Dogecoin is still worth $7 billion. And by the way, all these coins are very highly centralized owned. Perhaps Bitcoin might be the only one that isn't really at this point because it's been 15 years for it to shake things out. But highly centralized, illiquid, that's what meme coins are, okay? So you have these megas that are all kind of in the 100 billion plus range. They can't really get that much higher. Like, yes, they can double or triple or 5x, but they're not going to 50x from here. There's no way Ethereum is 50xing from here. Solana, I'd love for it to 50x from here, but it's not. Not anytime soon, okay? It simply isn't. $1,000 on Solana would be fantastic. And it's possible within the next 2 years, but that's like the really high target, and that's a 4x. Don't sneeze at a 4x, but I'm just saying that's kind of what a very high target is because these things are worth so much. Some of these meme coins, they're not worth shit. They're worth $1 billion or less. Giga, which I love, is worth 120 million. They know what they are. They know they're meme coins. A lot of these other coins, people buy these coins not thinking they're buying it for the meme value. They are. They are buying it for the meme value. Okay. Why are people buying XRP? They believe in XRP. Why? Because it's got meme value. They don't know shit about what it's doing. At least if people buy, say, Tesla, they know it's a car company. They see the car. They buy the car. They get that. That's not the case with crypto. In crypto, yes, there's institutional money, but all the institutional money basically just goes into the megas. They can't, they don't really think about what they're doing, from what I can tell. I'm just guessing. But you're not going to have institutional money buying a meme coin. They might buy megas, even though the megas are up there for meme value. but they're not meme coins themselves. So how does this relate to Katie and Regina and stuff like that, right? Well, Katie's a fucking poser bitch that acted like she's like down to earth and stuff, but no, she just wanted to be the queen of the plastics just like Regina is. But Regina at least knew what she was doing. It drove her crazy. She was probably happy she got hit by the bus, but at least she knew what she was doing. She was authentic. She never hid, acting like she was some sort of like technological goddess or anything. Or she's like, no, I'm queen. I'm the most popular, and people fear me, and I'm kind of mean. Fuck you, right? That's kind of what a meme coin is. A meme coin is like, we are trying to be a brand. We are a belief. We're not going to act like we have some sort of technological prowess or some bullshit to make you trick you into believing in us. We are what we are. It doesn't mean it's worth nothing. It just means that the coin it's not a company, it's not a security. It doesn't produce dividends, and it's not like the coin has some sort of technological futuristic thing towards it. It's just being honest. It's just, in SPX 6900's case, it's just a belief coin. It's just a community. It's a brand. But brands and beliefs matter. Okay? I believe a lot of these coins, whether it's Ethereum, certainly Cardano, certainly XRP, they are up there because of belief and meme value. So I think in this third wave that's kind of been happening, just like we realize that Katie's a poser bitch and we love the real thing with Regina, I do believe people will kind of figure it out that they are buying crypto for the meme value. So you might as well buy the meme coin, right? Stop deluding yourself into buying some coin and telling yourself you for the technology or this and that. We all know that's bullshit. People buy it because the price went up or because of the meme value. At least these coins that are meme coins, they get out the meme value in a way that a person can understand. Giga is very clearly pro testosterone, pro, fitness and stuff like that. SPX 690, pure financial nihilism. Pure fuck the boomers, fuck the system. Sugar Daddy season, well, we're trying to establish ourselves as kind of like nihilistic optimism and resiliency and believing in meme coins and just keeping it fucking real. That's what we're trying to do here. So you have to ask ourselves, if there's going to be this whole third go-around, are people really going to try to keep just bidding up these mega caps that are already worth a shit ton? I'm not saying they won't. I'm not saying they're going to go down. I'm just saying, percentage-wise, the meme coins are way less in price, so they can go up a lot more, and there's an honesty to them. Like, are you going to bet on mega cap Katie Heron? Are you going to bet on micro cap Regina George? Okay. Now, the only thing I hate about that analogy is because, I don't want people thinking that I think of Ethereum or Solana or any of these things to be like Katie Heron. No. Now, XRP kind of is. XRP is kind of like Katie Heron, okay? It kind of is. Everyone knows it. If you own XRP, I'm not hating on you. I'm just saying, look inside yourself. Is a little bit of a Katie Heron thing going on here. Now, Shiba Inu is poser Dogecoin, right? But it's like, they just tricked people into buying it, right? They're like, oh, if it goes up to 50 cents, then it's going to be worth so much money because you're buying it at 0.000, whatever. They tricked people into buying it, okay? You got God. But people still own it, even though they got God. They're like, fuck you, I got God, but I'm still going to own it. That goes to show you how strong the crypto tribal nature is, right? Because Shiba Inu is still worth $7 billion, even though everyone knows that it was bullshit, right? And nothing's really happening with it, from what I can tell. But that's the other thing. With this next meme coin wave, I think what Shiba did isn't going to work. People aren't going to fall for that shit this time. So when I'm looking at meme coins, I'm looking at stuff that has like Sugar Daddy Season has a $1 billion, like 1 billion coin supply. So if Sugar Daddy Season is $1, it means it's worth 1 billion. If it's at $10, it means it's worth 10 billion. At 0.1 cent at our, the Great Reset price, it was worth 1 million total. If it gets to 10 cents, it's worth 10 million. You get what I'm saying? That's what a 1 billion coin supply is. Giga's like a 10 billion supply, like kind of roughly. It's slightly off. That's okay too. It's when it gets to this like 1 quadrillion supply, like a Shiba did. That's when the bullshit gets going on. So I think any like SPX 6900 is closer to a 1 billion supply. I think this, stuff that's in the 1 billion to like call it 100 million to like 10 billion supply. Something that's not a bullshit amount, but it still allows people to buy at a low price, right? Like you can still buy it for $1 or 10 cents or $10. It's not like Bitcoin where you're buying at 100,000, okay? Something that where people can still buy like a whole amount, but it's not like they're getting tricked into it. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I think this next round, it all makes sense. If we believe it, if history serves us right, it took us 20 years to realize that Queen Regina was the truth and Katie Heron was a poser bitch. Everyone knows that now. Everyone knows it, right? Crypto, it's been around for about 15 years. 15, 16 years. We all kind of know what's going on now. We all know deep down it's about the meme value. It's about the tribalism. It's about the brand. It's about the belief. We all kind of know that now. We all know that the technology isn't really that great. It isn't. It isn't that good. They don't use it for shit, okay? They don't use crypto for that much stuff. Most of the time, it's better to just use a centralized system or whatever. And that's fine. But crypto doesn't mean crypto doesn't have any value. Crypto is the best at belief. Because you can prove your belief on chain. You can prove your belief. You can prove your belief in XRP. You can prove your belief in something that you actually understand, like a Giga or a Sugar Daddy Season. So that's why I think this third go around, we're all like, I'm not saying people are consciously thinking this. I'm saying people are going to unconsciously understand this. Fuck it, I'm going to buy something I actually kind of believe in because that's why people buy this thing. And it's a mix of things, and they're going to want to see a coin that had gone up and gone down and come back up again. They want to believe in the resiliency. They're going to want to believe in the message. And they're going to most of all want something they can understand and make a shit ton of money on if everyone else starts buying it. So they don't want something that's already worth a shit ton of money. They want something that can actually 10x or 100x or 1,000x and actually change their lives. So that's why I think this third go around, we all shed the veil or whatever. We all know it's about the meme value. And you might as well buy the meme coin. And Sugar Daddy Season, well, we're going to be leading the charge and say, yes, buy the meme coin. And we're going to explain meme coins. We're going to have a meme coin documentary. And we're a meme coin ourselves. And we'll see what happens. The rest of this month, we're just going to run the football, do our streams, do our little cartoons, stuff like that. Starting next month, we're going to start airing out, really pushing a little bit harder. And we'll see where we end up come next year. Because where we're at, say, summer, Sugar Daddy Season, I want Sugar Daddy Season to be on everyone's mouth summer of 2026. That's my goal. If that happens, then we fucking win. And deep down, ever since I started this project, I knew this was my life's work. I don't know why. I didn't really understand why. I'm like, well, I can speak well, I understand this. I'm like, meme coin. It's like been spoken to me. And I'm saying all this stuff in stone sober. I'm saying all this stuff stone sober. I've had weeks upon weeks to like go over it, whether I'm wrong or wasting my time, and I keep coming to the same conclusion that I think this is going to happen, and I'm going to see it through. Anyway, everyone have a great weekend. This went a little bit longer than I expected. Do we have any comments, Juan? Before you go?
No comments at all. I want to so just my understanding, the tribalism is basically the lunch table scene where they explain who sits where, and all of these things, you want to find a table to sit at where you're authentic, you can be yourself, and you're not a poser like Katie was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like with if you go across by a man like the XRP table, like why? Why are you at the fucking XRP table? At least be at a table with something you understand what's going on. You understand what DIV is.
Yeah.
You understand what SPX 6900 is if you spend a few minutes into it. You understand the meme coin tables. You understand Bitcoin's table. I'll say that. Bitcoin, you understand the table. But it's already fucking $2 trillion table. Like, your space in that table is a tiny little fuck. You're not really gonna be on that table. You can afford the scraps of the scraps on that table, right? So people want a table where they can be a part of and they can really actually make some money at. And that's what crypto's good at.
My everyday life. Yeah, I get it now.
All right, everyone, let's wrap it up. Have a good weekend. We'll talk. I guess tomorrow at 9 p.m. Right?
Yeah.
All right, tomorrow at 9 p.m.